Yeah, we are back with the Bakersfield Underground, the Bug, and you just heard our broski Ernie Lewis and Fidel. You played something in there, right? Did you say anything in that song? A Fear of Wolves, man. Off of this dope ass album, a Bakersfield Waltz, man. Thank you. Welcome over here, Ernie, to the Bakersfield Underground, the Bug, man. I thank you for giving us this album. Where's my CD at, man? Last time I met you, you gave me this beautiful CD right here. You're trying to sell it.
I did, yeah. He talked me out of it and had to give it up.
Yeah, there you go. I'm one of the fortunate ones that got a copy of your physical CD here, signed, autographed, and everything. Somebody didn't sign out. Is that you right here, Fidel?
No.
That had to be you. That had to be you. It says Ernie.
It's a combo.
It's a combination and stuff.
Fidel, that's our album. It's
I'm
our
just signing
album.
other people's names.
Yeah, there you go. You just I think you put your fingerprint in there, man.
I'm going to sign Bigfoot.
Yeah, you're not.
The last form is social.
Yeah, dude. And we also got our broski Scotty over here. One of the original BUGOGs, man. He's over here, man. I'm happy to see you over here,
Welcome back for me.
Yeah, for real. It's been 5 years, man. I counted. Now, all right, Ernie, can you let us know where we can find you on social media? Your Instagram account. You have a Facebook account also.
Absolutely. Just look for Ernie Lewis, Facebook, both a musician account as well as a personal account. Instagram. I go back. I started when I started all this. I used to be on mp3.com.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they actually
yeah.
paid money back then. They would pay you money when it all started, but that's turned into a little bit money. But you'll find me on YouTube and Pandora, things like that. We're
everywhere.
We're if you get involved and do any music right now and publish it, you're going to be basically Apple Music and Amazon and so forth. So yeah, you're pretty much spread all over the place. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and then the telemarketers be calling you all the time.
Oh yeah, you got. Hey, we listen to you and really like you. Fill in the blank what they like.
For real, Fidel. Can you let us know where we can find you on social media? Fidel, how many bands do you have? Are you going to be with Are you going to come in with the rapper next week too? Did he write his album on your albums too?
Wouldn't that be something?
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. This is like your sixth appearance, your sixth band. I'm just joking. Where can they find you on social media, Fidel?
I'm just on Facebook, Fidel Martinez, of course, and on Instagram, and that's about it.
And your books too. Where can we purchase your books?
Those are on Amazon. Oh, you can get them any place, really.
But
Amazon, if you want to look them up, or different places like that. So
hell yeah, you got the whole collection over there on Amazon. I got my collection right here, man. I'm not taking them out. I might as well show you. I don't know if I showed you this last time, but. I got all these sticky notes right here, man. They look really bad because I'm going to have you come on and we're going to discuss. I got my notes and stuff.
50 Shades of Grey.
That's Fidel right here, man.
Actually, I think he stopped at 49.
You got to stay tuned for the next volume and stuff.
It's coming.
But those books are available on Amazon and go over there and check it out, man. And the album I got. Do you still sell did these ever go on sale?
Yeah,
the physical CDs?
The physical CDs can be purchased in 3 stores right now.
Nice.
At World Records, you can find them.
Shout out World Records.
At Bakersfield Sound Company.
Oh, nice.
Right on,
and at
Bakersfield
Front
Sound
Porch
Company.
Music Store.
Let's go Front Porch.
1711 19th Street. That's Front Porch Music.
Yeah. I love the physical albums and stuff. I really do dig. I thought it was special. I thought I was the only one that had it, but I guess everybody can get it now.
Well, I signed with a different kind of pressure. So.
It's limited edition.
It's a limited edition. It's a low pressure edition.
Yeah. So Ernie, we met each other at Fidel's party, right?
We did.
And we had the album release party. Yeah, I'm not going to mention too much details about that night. That whatever happened there stays there and stuff.
I want the details.
So I was fortunate to be invited to this album release, right? Now, I was hoping to see you perform live because you walked in, you were getting ready. I was grabbing my chicken wings. I was grabbing my pizza and stuff.
You looked happy.
I look hella happy. I was at the bar the whole time. And you know what? I can't wait for Ernie to play. I'm going to go over there to the music room. But what ended up happening? Somebody who will remain nameless kept giving me shots. You know, that was it.
Is that Bigfoot?
It wasn't.
It wasn't Bigfoot.
It wasn't Fidel. Was it?
I'm not saying any names, but you know, I'm not gonna say any names. But you know, I didn't leave the bar. By the time I was done taking all these shots from all over the
Well,
world,
you actually probably should have came back because I would have sounded great then.
so I missed the whole live performance. Can you believe that?
Oh, man.
It's something that I regret because I went there to go see you perform live. When am I going to get an opportunity to be in the same room with Ernie and you playing live right there?
Well, actually, tonight.
Oh, there you go. I got
Tonight,
another opportunity. You know what I mean?
Actually, tonight, yeah.
And he who shall remain nameless, you know,
Yeah,
we don't have shots here. We do not have any shots because, you know, but it was a fun night. And, you know, you were talking to everybody. I saw you performing. I saw you from afar. I was at the bar.
Yeah, I was out in the backyard with you, just to let you know, just for a little bit. There.
You were there?
And we
Okay.
talked some ghost stories a little bit out in the backyard.
I was so far gone before by that time. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I heard there was ghost stories.
there were some ghost stories that
Never
night.
tell the ghost story.
Yeah,
We said we weren't going to talk about that.
Something about the Haberfeld and being haunted.
Yes,
I think. 'Cause,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
one of my songs on, actually
Which-
our songs, I
yeah.
know is Ghost at the Padre Hotels Ghost.
Yes, we're going to
so,
get into that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
That's one of the
So-
tracks that we're going to get into and stuff.
Henry actually wrote a song about that night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to give them a preview? of that?
Scotty, what's the title?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
You ready? Boom, boom, doom, doom, doom. I saw you at the party.
You remember that story? He knows the story of what
One too
happened.
many shots of tequila. But that's as far as we got.
Yeah, that's. We got drunk after that.
After that, you can't remember the rest of the song.
We can't remember the rest of it. So Ernie,
We'll work on it.
we'll come back. We'll get back to it and stuff. So Ernie, you have a lot of music out there. You
do,
know,
yeah.
so I listen to every single track.
Henry.
And you have some exclusive on SoundCloud, right? There's 2 albums out there and stuff. I listen to every single little thing. And I wrote a couple of notes. We're going to focus on a Bakersfield Waltz today, okay? That's the main focus. But I wrote some notes over here. You know, I spent 2 weeks listening to your whole catalog, every single track. This is what I gathered right here, you know? So Ernie Lewis has 326 released songs, right? And 293 of them are about his lovely, beautiful wife, right?
That's right, Margie.
Yeah, Margie, yeah. Shout out to Margie, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now,
So-
does she know that she's the cornerstone inspiration to those songs?
Yeah, she does.
She okay, and I'm going to tell you why she knows
That's a
this,
good
right?
question there.
Yeah, so Ernie Lewis has a love song for every occasion. If Marge gets her hair done, you have a song. The smell of the saloon mesmerizes my love. All right, so if Marge buys new shoes, Cinderella had one shoe, but baby, you got
Yes,
two.
let's
Right?
go.
All right, so
Listen to it,
yeah. You know what I mean? So if Marge is sick, wakes up sick at 2:15 a.m., feeling sick with a runny nose, Ernie already got a song for that. My love for you overflows just like your nose. Like, you got all of these things. You know what I mean? Ernie, I'm like, I thought Fidel was like a lovebird, but Fidel, he made you look like a chump, man. He got like 300 songs out there, and they're all about his wife. You know what I mean? Like, Ernie Lewis ran out of words in the English dictionary to express his love for his beautiful wife, Marge, that he turned into Ernesto Luis and wrote Spanish songs.
I did.
If you guys think I'm kidding, go ahead and look it up, right? He has Mi amor por ti no se acabará con palabras, right? And if you think I'm joking, go ahead and look for El Sigue Rey, right? Hey, señorita,
Yeah.
la dama de flores, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
look it up. I'm not
Yeah.
joking. Like, hey, give it up for Ernie.
You thank you. Yo quiero tu amor.
I had a blast listening to your whole catalog and
Oh,
stuff.
Henry, thank you.
And there's just there's so much story there that we got to have a part 2 because we're gonna focus on one album here.
Okay.
And you know, but there's so much music that I really want to talk to you about. And if you're willing to come back after you survive this interview and stuff, then
I really appreciate this, and thank you for taking your time.
yeah, no, definitely.
appreciate
I
that.
really did enjoy all the music and stuff. And once again, you know, all Ernie's music is available everywhere. Apple, Spotify. There's some in SoundCloud. There's some hidden tracks right there in SoundCloud as well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So we uncovered a lot of those and stuff. So Ernie Lewis has songs about anything and everything. Okay, you talk about love, heartbreak, Okay, loneliness, depression, homelessness, hot rods. Right?
Yeah, you
got the military,
Yeah.
the beach, vacationing,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, Christmas songs, COVID-19 songs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You even talk about eating crab legs, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, bro. Like, you gotta give it up for Ernie, man. Like,
Thanks for listening, man. Yeah, I'm just a big smorgasbord.
I couldn't believe the amount of music that you have. I love it because you bring us into these experiences, right? And the way that you write music, like it's incredible. It's I feel like you're bringing us in vacation with you and stuff. You know what I mean? I tasted the crab legs and everything. You know,
Yeah.
it was really really cool. I strongly recommend go over there and check it out. And you got some videos also on YouTube as well.
I do,
You do
yeah.
some acoustic singing there, or playing and singing as well. You know what I mean? Which I really do dig. And you're also a part of a band right here in Bakersfield.
Yeah,
that plays over here at Buck Owens.
I play with Johnny Owens, Buck Owens' youngest son.
Yeah.
And the group is the Bakersfield Sound. We play at the...
Damn, beautiful music, man. I really do enjoy that as
thank
well.
you.
You know, I saw the videos out there on YouTube of your live performances, and you play a lot of instruments. You know, can you give us, just give us 20 instruments? Because you play a lot, you know.
What's your top 20?
Top 20. So, I started with the guitar when I was a kid. My brother's 10 years older than me. I started with the guitar. I got involved, at the time Deliverance and came out, and 70s kid, and Bonnie and Clyde, later 60s and stuff. So then I started doing banjo, fiddle, mandolin, dobro, of course bass guitar, and then harmonica, and next thing you know, dulcimer, auto harp, a little bit of piano. But basically, if it has strings, I'll play it. And so that's pretty much, I'm an instrumentalist.
My good. And you get to, on this album alone, you get to hear you play everything. I was going through the credits of the songs and everything, and I'm like, man, Ernie, you took up 3 spaces. You know what I mean? And that's awesome that you're able to play every instrument on all these tracks and stuff. That is dope right there.
Yeah, it's been a blessing too, because that gives you a little bit more influence on the song,
Yeah.
But I've been very fortunate to work with Fidel and to work with other musicians here in Bakersfield that have brought a whole new aura, a whole new dimension, really, to what's happening. So it's been a blessing.
I like that. I like that. So there you go. Round of applause, man. So Fidel, where you brought some cookies today, right?
Yes.
I didn't. I
Tradition.
purposely did not get one because I wanted to do it in front of the camera. Do you mind telling people who's back there? Bigfoot, can you bring the cookies over here, please? So tell us a little bit about the tradition of the cookies and stuff. That's why I waited.
Well, the whole business with the cookie started back when I did an album with Ian Perry.
Big shout out Ian,
on the first Wandering King project. And gosh, that was about 34 years ago. And we were recording at a small studio in the back of a church out off of in Oildale. And I think it's Oildale. Hopefully I'm not making anybody. But anyway, during breaks, when we're recording, we go across the street to the grocery store, and we're looking around, got some beer, and I saw some cookies there. I said, guys, nothing
Beer and
better.
cookies.
got the munchies and stuff.
Pretty soon, every time we're in the recording studio, cookies, beer at that place.
I like that, yeah.
And then as time went on, we ended up at another studio back around 2015 with a permutation of kind of Wandering King morphed into what we call Parrots of Moonlight. And that album was with Paul Carley, who was the engineer at the time of the first album. And he played guitar, too, on one of the songs there. Just an amazing job on one of the first songs. And this second album that we were doing was called Parrots of Moonlight. It was called Sky of Stones. And that had Becky Engel and Jeff Engel. He played drums. She was vocalist and played a little brass. And that album was really interesting. And then time went on till we did the double album, and we continued the whole business with the cookies each time in the studio. And up to this point, my wife didn't let me forget to bring the cookies.
Oh no, I would have had you gone back to the store and get it.
I would have walked for you and me. I would walk. So anyway, that's how the cookie started, and it's kind of almost like a good luck charm.
I like this. Thank you for talking that much so I could finish my cookie.
Well, I'll keep talking. Let me see.
I got one more bite to go.
I can recall back in the day.
This is something very nice that you introduced to us and stuff as well with the chocolate chip cookies and stuff. I really do like this though. Every time I see you, I know I'm going to get a chocolate chip cookie. And I really do dig that.
Even in case you forgot, they were at the party too.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Yeah.
There weren't just shots there, right?
Yeah, well,
there was cookies in there too.
A combo. Shot, a bite, and shot.
There you go. They go well together. Tell me about a Bakersfield Waltz. How did this project come together?
Well, just kind of. I know he brought the whole concept up of his double album.
Yeah,
that's how I actually met Fidel.
Yeah, it was right here, Cotton Ghost.
Cotton Ghost. Yeah, I got Ian got a hold of me. He actually messaged me. He goes, Ernie, we need some of your Trouts caster on this album. And I'm going, I own one of the Trouts casters, a Telecaster made out of the wood from Trouts that burned down. I'm very involved in the Bakersfield sound and a very big promoter of the history of Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So when I heard that was being built, I wanted one. And, thank you, Marge, because she's I've been wanting to get you one of those guitars. So I was
nice. Hey, big shout out to Marge.
I know. Thanks. You got another song coming on. So
Fishwood. The song is called Fishwood.
That's right. We're gonna figure this out. Fishwood is right. Save the fish. And so I geared up. Okay, you want some Telecaster sound and. But then by the time I got to doing the recording, I believe it actually turned in more into fiddle, really. I didn't do the Telecaster at that point.
No, you didn't. What happened was, being the producer of that album, originally we were going to have him on a song called, in fact, Marlon appeared on the song that Ernie appeared on.
Yeah,
is that right, Marlon?
We're together, man. We're still together, man.
And we had...
Interesting.
We had some banjo put on it by Ernie, as well as it was fiddle, and I think it's called "With Love."
Oh, okay.
And there's Paul Curley's playing the lead guitar on there, and Marlon singing. Beautiful job.
Yeah.
Hey, you did really good on that.
Job.
3 songs on that album, huh? You couldn't give Ernie one?
Ernie did do one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And
He's on it. Yeah.
Then we had this other song called Chopin Whispers. I had written this poem about Frederick Chopin when he had this whole jilted love thing going on when he was, fell in love with this young gal. Her mother said, no, you're never going to be anything. You're a loser. So all his love letters that, he had sent her, they kept sending them back, and he kept them all bundled up, and he called it My Sorrow. So in the song, there's that verse. It's all, I looked it up. It's also in Polish because he was Polish.
Okay.
And we had Ernie sing it.
Yeah, so I kind of did my Polish Misutek.
Check him out. Look at him. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah.
And that's so they invited me to sing on one of this, so I kind of lived that one. It was more of a theatrical thing, really. And,
yeah.
As you, Marlon, you start working with his music, it's very theatrical. It is. He's just it's just noted. Both of us are retired. I'm a retired school teacher. And then we have a retired lawyer. Then I hang out with him, but it's like being in school because he's like a walking encyclopedia.
He is, man.
He really is. And so no, I know it's a good thing though, Fidel, because we bring these. It's a vision. It comes to life, and so. But that's how I ended up starting this. But the next thing you know, Fidel says, "Hey, basically, you want to do an album?"
an album. You know,
Yeah,
he's
like-
gonna hit you with.
I
That
go-
sounds like more than 10 tracks.
I go, sure. And then so at this point in my life, it's easy to say yes on things. And so I said yes. And next thing you know, I mean, we're writing. I wake up, I come up with an idea, I'll send it to him. He'll send me stuff. We're just flopping stuff around. But the bottom line is that most of the lyrics are from Fidel on there. We worked, I believe, on three of the songs together. But I've got to know Fidel quite well, and Karen too, his wife. Very,
Yeah,
very
the
well.
lovely Karen. Big shout out to the lovely
Shout
Karen.
out.
Yeah,
Karen.
yeah. And just from his music and Fidel's, it's almost like I've seen Fidel in bits and pieces as he's matured through life and went through battles and things like that and learned things. I mean, what's interesting is I write about the here and now, and he does too. So I found somebody I could work with comfortably.
Nice,
So
nice.
that's how this all came about.
I love that. You know, that's really cool. You know.
Man. Let me say, can I say something? Working with Fidel is just like that. It's just like that.
I love seeing when two worlds, or even maybe more than two worlds, come together.
Yeah,
collide,
this is
dude.
beautiful.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's awesome,
good
man.
right there,
That's
yeah.
one of the awesome things about doing stuff, especially here in Bakersfield, and we could kind of create a unique sound. I mean, I even think like right now we could even create something very like Bakersfield, but
Oh, it is.
You know,
That's the
oh,
whole.
that'd be
That's
dope.
to me.
and just take that little piece that you have, and just have that little bit of what we know and what we've grown up doing most of our lives,
Right.
And just put it together and just see what kind of creation we come up with. That's
That'd be dope
awesome.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of the idea that started with like Cotton Ghost. Before you knew it, we were having everybody that we could imagine coming in and doing different things. And
Yeah, there's a lot of people involved in that album.
and then it just kind of morphed towards Ernie's album. The same thing. We were bringing in people to do odds and ends that normally Ernie hadn't worked with, and
Yeah.
just,
That's nice. Get
just
you out of your
really-
comfort zone a little bit, huh?
cool.
Well, what it does is it allowed me to meet more people.
Yeah.
Community.
And so when you get working with a band, and I love being part of a band. It's a great thing, but a lot of times what happens, you get just focused on that music. And it's easy and you got to lift the blinders. There's so much more going on around you. If
Around
anything,
you.
that's what this helps with.
Was that the ghost?
Seriously, so much more. Because there's so much more around you. Because you get trapped in your own brain doing your own thing, and you don't see what's going on around you. But if you come to situations like this, where there's people of all shapes and sizes doing the whole thing, musically, sonically, but it's all, just like you said, it's all from here. So no matter what it is we are doing, it's a Bakersfield thing, so it's like, it's tight. And then when you get out and you see that there are so many others who are just like us from Bakersfield doing their thing unapologetically, is that the word?
Yeah. It'll fly
Without
here, yeah.
any like care and just, the freedom of being where you're from. It's just dope, dude. So yeah, I'm excited to be in this room right now.
Hell yeah, there's a lot of talent here,
There's a lot of
especially
cool stuff.
I've been in the same room while you were writing music and stuff for the singles that you released and stuff, and it's just there's a lot of creativity in this room, and there's me and shit, So all right, so a Bakersfield Waltz, right? So you said 3 of the tracks came from Fidel from some of your books.
Oh, yeah, yes. Well, a lot of them did, really, more than that. Bakersfield Waltz originally was a poem.
Yeah.
I think it was this last book that
Right.
you've seen it.
Uh-huh.
And the concept behind it is a whole idea, and I know this is true for me, a lot of people that are born and raised here or lived here extended time, that you're always promised that I'm getting out of here.
That's what
I'm
they say. That's
leaving.
what they all say. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaving. When I went off to college and when, for law school and stuff, I wasn't going to come back. I remember thinking in my mind, that's it. See you later. And, you get away, and Marla and I had to talk about this. You realize what you really have here. So that's the whole concept with that thing. It's like a waltz. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
I like that.
1, 2, 3.
I like
that when I wrote the poem, that's what I was thinking about. And it's, you almost, I use the metaphor of Bakersfield almost in the feminine. That it's a female that you're in love with, but you love to hate. You hate to love her, and you want to leave her. And that's why I keep saying that. But at the same time, you realize how good you got it and what wonderful things. Like you said, there's a lot of talent in this town. You know, there's so much musical talent and artistic things going on here, and people don't. There's really a lot going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they try to pursue that rock star life. It's like, well, you kind of got it right here. Yeah. You just need to come bring it back a little bit, bring it down. You're going too high. You're trying to get too far too fast. Bring it back a little bit, and then work with your people right here.
I like that.
That's true. That's more rock star.
Yeah, really. Ernie, so did you have any issues like I did reading the poetry from Fidel and turning that into a song? Well, I had problems already reading it. I had to read it like 5 different times, but I can't imagine putting it into a song now.
Well, you know, some of it, like for instance, the Padre Hotel Ghost. Yeah. That I think I wrote honestly in about 10 minutes. It just like all of a sudden, it's just like I just jumped in. I go, oh, Ghost, okay, and I just went through it. But some of it, and it has to do with the poetry and the wording. Although Fidel has definitely come to the realization that when he's writing, and thank you, by the way, when he's writing, he's like leaving. He's looking at lines and he's saying like choruses. I think he's really kind of seeing that. At first, I was having to dig those out, and it's
okay.
So it's actually, I think we're all growing together here, and it's just like we can pull this together. It's not that I still don't dig a line out here or throw a line still in there, but it's been a little easier here lately. When I first started, it was but the I don't know about that, the hotel, maybe it was because I worked by the Padre, maybe. But sometimes I spent hours and hours going through them. Then I try to find out the best enunciation and the proper way of handling it. So so yes, it can be labor intensive, but in the end, it's like, that's cool. You know, it was worth it, you know. So it's like, I've never gave birth, nor will I. I don't have those. but it's, but
when it comes out,
if I do, maybe that'll be another interview.
He said that.
That'll be another interview. But it's basically giving birth to a number, a song.
That's another song.
Yeah, that's another song right there.
Another song right there.
I like to call them song babies. Yeah,
song babies. Yeah,
song babies.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, it can become labor intensive or can just happen. So, and
I like
you get a contraction, and then you kind of like pull back a little bit. You're like, yeah, never had birth, but that's a good analogy.
There you go. Yeah. Marlon, you understand.
It was painful. It was painful enough.
When I was in New York, he sent me the one about the bees.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what am I going to even think about doing?
Oh, that threw you off?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Read again, I was like nervous. You said it's like school. You have to think about it like in a way where this is a practice, and you have to this is a sharpening right now. That's right. This is not just, A, B, A, B, C, A, B, A, B, C. It's like second. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like boom, boom, boom. And then it's like you said theatrical, where it's like you could feel like then I had to call him. I said, okay, I need you to tell me what this song is about. And then he does it. Then he tells it in a way that's like,
yeah, I get you on that.
These bees, right? There's the killer hornet, and you're like, oh, dude, then you're in it. And then you go back and read it again, and you're like, oh, it makes sense. And then you're just like, wah, little baby comes out.
Yeah, it's like a Broadway play, man, right? It's like a Broadway play. These numbers are. And by the way, I heard your Killer Bee song, which is another.
Well, you got to hear it already. I haven't heard it just yet.
Well, we've got another project. I mean, it's one of Fidel's little the Bee project.
You gonna announce that already? It's safe to announce. It's already out already.
We might as well.
I mean, finally talk about it, Devin.
Two of the guys here, but yeah, we got that going on. So,
nice.
I've been blessed to be part of that. So I get to hear you guys, and
that is awesome.
But yeah, it gets very dark at the end,
bro. Dude.
But that was it, man. That's how it is, man. God. They all get all into it and burn the bee, do it.
It's amazing what
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we could talk about it now, right?
Oh, we can
okay,
talk.
Marlon, I've already heard it, man. I think
Yeah,
it was
you know
Hey, I've been wanting to say that for the longest.
You're sitting there, Mark, what's up, man? What's up, bro? You good, bro? You good? You some water, bro? It's water. I'm like, Henry, why are you so weird, bro? No, nothing at all, bro. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, man. I got a
That's tight.
preview of it and stuff, and
It's good.
awesome. I can't wait for that project to come out, man. You know, that was really good. So, okay, let's go back to a Bakersfield Waltz, okay? So let's listen to a couple of the tunes and kind of tell me
good.
what's going on and stuff. So just like the Wandering Cane album, these are one of those albums that are hard for me to listen to at one time because I'm not going to get all of it. I have to listen to it several times to get the true meaning of it and stuff. And this time I didn't cheat. I didn't call you Fidel. I didn't ask you. What are you talking about in this song here? So the first track, right? A Well-Worn Love. This is the one that opens up the album. I've always said the first track to the album is what's going to bring you in, suck you into what you're trying to put out over
That's
here.
what we did in the studio.
Yeah, so this one has lyrics like, cover the distance, fill the space, we reach out with a simple touch, makes two equal one. My goodness, man. These are some deep lyrics right here. What can you tell us about this track right here? Give us a little bit of the behind-the-scenes scoop here.
I love this song. It's just
Beautiful.
you're so in love. The whole thing about being bored is just you're welcome being bored with the person, whatever you're doing around you. You just feel comfortable without trying, man. And you just move toward each other, man. It's magic. It's magic. I fell in love with this writing actually with this. It's just like this guy is, and I get this stuff, and he knows I do. So
Pick the right guy, you know?
pick the right guy, yeah. So
That's awesome right there. Fidel, what can you tell us about this
Well,
poet?
it's pretty much what Ernie was saying. When I write a love song, a lot of the times, unless I'm basing it on somebody else I've been watching and stuff, like there's a song and the EP we got out there, we'll talk about that.
Oh, nice, okay.
I'll tell you about. But on this song, I wrote these lyrics and poem. In fact, I gave it to my wife. I always give her poems, either on her birthday, Valentine's Day.
Oh,
anniversary.
nice.
And I put a little card together.
That's beautiful,
This
man.
is one of them. And it's about, we've been married 38 years.
Oh, congratulations, man. All right. Shout out to Karen.
Shout out, Karen.
We've been together 41, because together 3 years before that. So,
Beautiful, beautiful.
you know, the whole concept you're constantly moving towards someone you're in love with. You're constantly discovering who they are. But the magic of it is they're constantly changing. Because as they grow, you grow with them as you get closer to them and you follow them and they follow you too.
Love that,
And
yeah.
so it's a reciprocal thing. That's where the whole thing, 2 equals 1.
I like
So,
that.
You're constantly becoming this one thing. It's called love.
There you go.
So that's the whole idea that, like it says right now, the surprise in your eye when anything can happen. The whole idea of this, the growing part of it, is finding somebody new in your lover and your best part of you.
Man, I love that. I love well put. Fidel, are you still gonna write my poetry to the girlskies out there that I've been dating?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you,
We
man.
weren't going to say anything about that, though.
No, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. They're all gonna receive the same one. Copy paste.
and Fidel, have you met Fidel?
That is hilarious, man. Let's talk about A Love Untwined, man. I really do love this song right here. You got lyrics like, some knots cannot hold, some hearts can't be shown. I can't stop this downward slide of a love untwined, man. I mean, come on now.
This was a combo. This was one we did together, and this is basically when all things hit the fan, and it's just that's it. It's incomplete. There's really no way of bringing what we had back, and it's not a rosy love song.
It's not. It sounds like it, but it's not.
No. It sounds like, hey, you got some percussion going. No, it's not really. It's just basically that what happened, and we're going on our separate ways.
I love this song. I love this song right here. The message, everything. I mean, yeah, it's a tough one, but it's still really nice. Fidel, anything you want to add to this one?
This song, I remember writing it with Ernie. Ernie had a basic idea, and he was telling me about it. Did he could add something to this? Give me a little bit of time. So an hour later, I got off the computer, printed it out.
Took a picture.
An hour after.
Yeah, 3 minutes later, he took a picture.
And the whole idea was I just put myself in the mind because I've had a breakup. I can't find the edges. I can't find anyway, I was thinking about that, like the breadcrumbs of us, the whole idea of breadcrumbs, birds kind of deep breadcrumbs can't find back to where you were. I like that. We're like a puzzle. Some of the pieces are missing, nothing fits. Just
that symbolism, yeah.
And the whole idea about that knot, some knots don't. I married my niece as a fishing. I also married a few people, and her wedding, she did a lot of Irish dance when she was younger. So the wedding, there's this little ceremony you do with a Scottish knot.
Oh yeah.
So I did that during the ceremony, and I kept thinking about that whole issue. What if that knot isn't done right? And the whole idea, they're breaking up, and Ernie, we were talking about something about a dresser drawer, but I twisted it to a dresser drawer of Alice. It used to be at her place, and had his clothes and stuff in there, but not anymore. They hate each other. She's gotten rid of his clothes. It's a dresser drawer of Alice.
Yeah.
I like that. It is a really, really good track, man. I really do like that. Let's talk about the next track right here, okay? These Burdens, okay? And I really want to give a shout out to all the lovely, beautiful voices that we're listening to. Reagan Brown, Jennifer Keel, Deidre Patrick, and Lottie Patterson, for adding so much to this song.
Yeah.
And I really do like, let's just listen to this right here.
These burdens of mine.
My goodness. You got this little Hawaiian style right here.
It's a Hawaiian, basically religious.
Yeah.
Hawaiian.
How does that mix? I don't know, but it works good.
It works,
And I really do like that you give several examples here. You know what I mean? Of different situations and stuff.
So the idea for this actually started at Starbucks with Fidel and I. We went and had coffee, and we were just talking about at night how things can bother you when you're in bed. You're laying about, you're like, oh man, 30 years ago, whatever. And so actually when I left, I started working on a song about that. So naturally, I got a hold of Fidel. I said, hey, after our meeting at Starbucks,
Here's another idea.
And so we collaborated. He sent me the lyrics. And ironically, I don't know how it turned into a Hawaiian theme, but it did. But it just kind of worked,
Yeah.
And then when we brought in the girls, they smoked. I mean, they're just amazing.
Yeah. All that talent that you had in that room right there. I saw you guys released a picture of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was a video, it was a picture. I was like, wow.
I actually got an AI of it, I got in, started dabbling with AI. They always want more money with AI, by the way. Started dabbling with it, but I did a little AI of that and some of the hula dancers and things like that. But
nice.
by the way, that is a dulcimer. That is a mountain lap dulcimer that you played. I ended up getting one on a trade and did some work, and so I threw it in there. But that's what you're listening to, is kind of that drone. But you're not going to hear that too much, unless
I'm going to look that up,
yeah, mountain dulcimer.
I love that you guys include all these different instruments from other countries and everything. I like that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to look that up now. You're gonna see an image of it right here somewhere.
Here's the mountain.
There it is. I know exactly what he's talking about.
It was played first.
That is awesome. I really do like this track. The next track that we have over here is Gollum. What can you tell me about this one right here, man? I love the message on this one. This one has a story right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to get bullied. That's why
No, not you.
You have no clue. I was talking to my son about, he's a writer.
Oh, nice.
He has an MFA from Emerson University back in Boston. Creative writing and stuff. So he's a writer.
Oh, nice.
But he and I were talking about the whole idea of goals. You know how they're created out of clay. So, I'm working on my 6th book of poetry, and it's called The Book of Numbers.
Oh, okay.
And one of the poems I wrote was this. And I was thinking about the golem image. It's a creature of revenge. But instead of that, with the golem, what I thought was you always have that choice. Because, when they bring the golem to life, the rabbi, they dust the later in this part. It talks about, wait for the word. The word truth. That's what they put on the golem's head to bring him to life. But that's why he says that's the truth. But it's coming up. But it talks about that, but that he goes, but that's the difference between me and you. Because the individual in this poem doesn't create a golem. The golem he creates instead is success.
Yeah.
He just bends himself, concentrates on success instead of revenge. So here's the line right here. The breath. It was the truth.
Nice.
Difference in me from you. So that aspect of the poem is
I like that.
the golem. But the difference is he's not creating this monster.
I like that. Give him that option and stuff. Yeah, to succeed and stuff. And I like what it says. The best revenge is to success. Yeah, I love that. I looked all that up too. I'm right there with you, man.
And the whole it's kind of the Johnny Cash theme there. I'm a baritone, but it's the whole kind of
lower
end of it. Yeah, just interesting how that thing turned out.
It came out really good. I really do like it. I like
No
it. I
idea.
like the way it sounds. Story and everything, yeah.
Also, we have the piano and organ with Chris Newfield.
Ah, okay.
And we have Appleton.
Kyle Appleton.
Kyle was involved in this one too, then, huh?
he's
Oh,
all
yeah.
over
Shout
the
out
place.
to
Yeah,
Kyle.
big shout out to Kyle. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
Jill
Broski of the
Eklund,
I have
month.
too.
to say,
Jill.
I really like your artistic approach to these songs,
Oh, thank you.
and that's cool that you're always, you seem like you're always open to that, so that kind of makes you like a dynamic duo.
Yeah, there you go. That's another
That's
song.
pretty cool. So you guys, if all else fails, you have that. You're good.
There you
No,
go,
thank
man.
you, man.
I like that. The next song I have over here is Young Joint. Is that the one that you were telling me about that you wrote for your daughter? I think it was.
Yeah.
This is the one right here. Okay, I figured.
It was a
Okay,
poem
so
I wrote for her. She was
yeah,
going,
tell us about that. Yeah.
She was going through a divorce, and let me get to the microphone. Going through a divorce and having a hard time there. And in the past, she did bully too a lot when she was younger. But she, when she was confirmed, you take a saint's name, and the saint's name she took was Joan of Arc.
Nice.
So when the bishop slaps you, you're supposed to turn the cheek. And you're a soldier for Christ and all that stuff. And then he blesses you with oil. And he goes, what name have you taken? She said, Joan of Arc. So this song is Young Joan. Because I was thinking of her. And that's why I talked about men. It has a bunch of double meanings here. Because when Joan of Arc went to the Dauphine in France, so he could get back, fight off the English to get his crown back. In France, in Orleans and stuff, all that stuff. That's where the distaste of men. And he, of course, said, "Oh yeah, I got something. I'm gonna get something."
Yeah.
But he abandons her at at the end, an English burner at the stake. That's why it says like the fire company. Because the story behind that is that she always dressed in men's clothes at that point.
Yeah.
And armor and stuff when she'd go into would watch the battles. So that's why it talks about that. No matter what clothes you wear, stuff like that. And they told her, if you dress like a woman here, we'll burn you. Well, when they came into her cell, she was wearing men's clothes still. She made a choice.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking of my daughter the whole way through, what she had been through and stuff.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that you were writing a song for your daughter, and then when I heard the song, I was like, this has to be the one. I'm glad you were able to tell that story so you can share it with everybody else and stuff. That right there is really cool. Tell me about Reagan Brown.
You know,
she has such a beautiful voice. I did some research and I tried to look for some music of her, but she doesn't have anything out released. At
she
least
has
not
a
yet.
few videos and things, and
okay.
you know, and she's to me, she's young and she's very talented. She's a great singer. I have to thank Jennifer Keel, who's also singing with her on this cut here, for mentioning her. Jennifer had a Bakersfield Believes album came out as a big gospel album.
Yeah.
But she met Reagan through that, through Monty Byram.
Nice.
But we needed a female vocalist, and so Jennifer recommended Reagan. We had no idea, and she just came in there and just
Out of the blue,
excuse my French, but kicked ass.
Yes, she did.
And,
yeah.
Can you say that again?
I mean, she really did.
She did.
And, yeah. So, but it's a great song, and the whole concept behind it. I just want to also bring that up, and Fidel brought this up to me during this. We always talk about the music, but the whole concept of women in the workforce and how they have to struggle harder to meet up there in their expectations. So part of that song really touches on that, and with Fidel, with Roxy, and how she had to struggle harder to become a doctor. And so it's and when I told Reagan about that, she goes, "I'm all over that." So she lived that song when she sang it.
Man, hey, big shout out to Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan Brown.
That's a voice I've never heard before, and when I heard, I was like, she's heavily featured on this album right here. And you gave her that track all by herself and stuff.
Yeah.
I really do like that. It's some whole new voice. I really do like that. So let's talk about the song that we came in with. All right, A Fear of Wolves. What can you tell me? Well, what can you tell me about this lady in red?
Well, I'm Fidel, do you want me to tell him that, or do you want to tell him?
I'll
Okay, go ahead, tell him.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I wrote this poem a lot of years ago. Remember, I said I had been engaged.
Yeah.
This is the other woman.
Ah, okay.
Okay, now it's going to be on.
I'm remembering
Everyone's
lyrics
gonna
right
know
now. I'm like, okay.
See, and so, I took the metaphor of Red Riding Hood, and that's who, but it's the reverse. It's not the normal Red Riding Hood. She's the predator.
Yeah.
The predator. So there's lots of lines thrown in there about that stuff, and like that one line is a summation of everything happened between me and this individual. Nothing's ever what it seems to be. And anybody that's had a breakup or a divorce or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's still in the line. That's why I say it's from the woods and younger days.
Ah, okay.
So Fidel, was there a little untwining going on with this?
Quite a bit.
That's
Quite a
another
bit of
song.
untwining, yeah.
That is cool. Yeah, I really do like the whole storytelling. I mean, this just takes on a whole other. I'm gonna have to listen to it again, huh? I'm trying to remember what you talk about in there. Hell yeah. So earlier today we were talking about the Padre Hotel Ghost, and you have a
before
song.
you go on,
Yes.
that song has the Troutcaster in it.
That one has it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
got the
track.
track.
This one, the one with the wolves. That's
Wolves.
okay, all right.
Yeah, what I did is I did an Afrin and melatonin a cocktail mixture.
Oh, wow.
And then watched Charlie's Angels, and that came out.
There you go.
Very nice.
Afrin and melatonin, unbelievable.
That's how you kill that slot
I'm gonna
right
write
there.
that down.
Yeah, everyone in that pharmacy, Afrin and melatonin.
That's the secret to right hits.
I Want to get creative tonight? Sick of taking mushrooms? Can I get some?
Yeah, most people drink, do drugs.
Yeah, just
That's the way to
Afrin,
go.
melatonin.
Let's do it.
That is hilarious, man. You guys got a song going on over here, man.
There it is. It's Bakersfield thing.
So let's talk about the Padre Hotel Ghost. Okay, this is a very interesting way that you guys wrote this song and stuff. You're telling it from the point of view of the ghost. Is that what I'm getting here?
Well, actually, all things. Fidel went on a tour of the Padre, and he actually learned about the ghosts and the Padre. And so this is from his visit and how it came out. But basically, if listen, it's turning. We got the celloist, which is just amazing on here. But the whole concept of this is the hauntings that occur in the Padre. Go online. I mean, you can check out this stuff. It's not that I have a ghost meter or whatever.
I spent the night there before, yeah.
Yeah, I worked at Front Porch Music almost 10 years of my life. 10 years.
Nice.
I shouldn't say of my life, but 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years. And so I was right next to the Padre, and when Miller on it, actually. I didn't realize the ghost stories at that point in time, but I actually had a friend that jumped off to his death.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
But thank you. But this talks about Miller actually going to the bases, the Army bases, and picking up like busloads of Army individuals and prostitution and all those kinds of things. So there's a little bit of,
Ernie, I'm going to caution you. We don't know anything about prostitution.
Okay, so
we don't.
this is based on someone else's story.
based on it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
that
the old
is
attorney
according to
thing.
my research.
Let's get lawyer Fidel.
There's a disclaimer here. We have a disclaimer, but we've only heard.
That's hilarious, you guys.
But anyway, a number of people have
are
died
those?
in it.
This is called CYA.
What are those? I don't know what a prostitute is.
The last one dies.
I speak no evil, but anyway, it kind of just these are based on stories and based on the concept of the ghosts that are seen there. So
Yeah. There you go. I love that.
Real quick, does Front Porch Music still have those dungeness like practice rooms?
the practice rooms, yeah, but Front Porch Music is actually for sale. So it's at a transitional period, and sad, I love him, was Artie Neeson, the owner. He's paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, he had an aortic aneurysm during the whole COVID beginning of that.
Oh, that's
And,
unfortunate, yeah.
So, and bless his heart, he just, he can't do it anymore, and it's, but it is up for sale. It's only open a few hours a week, really, when it comes down to it. But, yeah, I worked there in the 80s, left there in 95. And,
Nice. So you've seen some things.
well, I've seen some downtown stuff.
That's a whole other album,
That's
right
another,
there.
yeah. Some of this stuff we'll talk later about.
You got things, you got things, and then you got downtown stuff.
It's a whole other situation.
Whole other thing.
So the last song I have over here is tell me about Methuselah, right?
Methuselah.
Yeah,
That's
this is an interesting story right here.
Actually, it's Martinez and Lewis Productions on this one.
That's all you right there.
So I woke up one morning. I go, wonder what the oldest tree is, And
That's where you go, okay.
I started looking it up, and I found it was Methuselah. Although the people are arguing that base, but I sent a few lyrics to Fidel, and he said, let me give it a shot. And so he looked up the stuff too, and out came it. This beautiful song about the tree Methuselah, and it just, the whole story's there. You can't even see this thing. It's all protected by the Forest Service. But you want to add to this, because this is your baby too. It is.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it. It's a very
All right,
interesting story here.
Methuselah, Ernie, when he contacted me, said, sure, I'll do what I can. And I looked up, had my wife help me read it, of course, the stuff on Methuselah. I knew a little bit about him. He's a biblical character.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Happens to be the grandfather to Noah.
Noah, yeah.
So that's why what his name means, when he dies, judgment. That's when the Great Flood hit. When he died.
Ah, okay.
So he's supposedly the oldest human that ever lived, over 900 years.
He lived 969 years.
There you go.
My goodness, imagine that.
Yeah. And so that was kind of like with the tree. That's why they call the tree Methuselah. That's why in the song, when he ends, judgment. This also has little references to the warming of the climate now because it talks about the days melt away.
Okay.
I'm sneaking in all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I like the way that you mentioned like the crickets, the sound of the crickets, the birds, like the everyday life. Yeah, I really do like that. I did some research on this story right here. I was like, wow, I've never heard of this. This is dope, and you got it on the song over here. I think you were able to capture the story of that moment right there.
And Reagan Brown came in. And
Once again, Reagan, man, like,
backing vocals.
my goodness, I gotta have her on the show now because all these
need
love
to have
songs,
her.
and she's on your new. The album after this one too, right? There's a track in there as well.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we're going to use Reagan as much as she wants to come, and sing.
She has that different tone of voice and stuff, man. I really do dig it and stuff.
Kyle Appleton. Oh my God. He thinks he's doing his guitar right now.
Yeah.
He's doing some he's doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, we had him on the show a couple years ago. He was playing live right here for us, man. Wow, they shot out.
Go tell that guy. This is what I'm hearing. Okay. Got it.
He's like just a genius.
Yeah. I love, so that's why it's always awesome working with that guy. I can just go present an idea and he's like, okay, I'm going to play this. He's got it. That's
Easy as that, huh? Jeez. That is dope right there. And this is just a few tracks. There's more tracks out here at Bakersfield Waltz, Ernie Lewis and stuff, and Fidel. Thank you guys for coming over here and stuff.
Appreciate you guys.
And once again, this album is available. What camera am I at? Cadillac, you tell me, man. Am I looking at that one? Okay. This album is available everywhere, so go ahead and look it up. Now, you heard some of the stories and stuff, and there's plenty more tracks here that we didn't cover. I want you guys to go over there and look for this album. Go track by track, and Ernie and Fidel left their social media accounts here. If you guys have any questions like I did and stuff, then feel free to contact them. Definitely stream the album and stuff. It's available everywhere. It's easy to find. A Bakersfield Waltz and stuff. And you can actually get the physical copy of it as well. I have it right here. Where can they get the physical
again,
album
at Front Porch Music Store, Bakersfield Sound Company in Rosedale, and of course our own local World Records here on F Street here in town.
I love that.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you guys for coming over here. And you also said that you have a song that we're going to preview. I haven't heard this yet, have I?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
we have two songs, 1.5?
Yeah, we have
1 1/4.
We have actually we're going to actually what I'll do, we'll preview a little bit of Shelter. We have an EP out called Shelter. It's already out.
Yeah, yes,
and we're kind of catching up here, which is good. And don't forget the disclaimer, by the way. And then, so I'm just gonna give you a little platter of Shelter. Then I have a very special surprise for Bug here.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I love
Bug.
surprises.
You got a little surprise.
I love surprise.
For Bug.
Okay.
And then that should do it. You played everything really that we.
That's good. The next song you want to play, is it Shelter? That's the song you want to play? You want to play a little bit of it?
Yeah.
I have it right here. I have it ready. It's loaded already.
Well, actually, I'll play it with the guitar.
Oh, you want to play it? Yeah, go for it.
I'll
Go
play
for
the
it. Yeah,
guitar.
go ahead. We'll
So
take a little break and
okay.
then we'll jump on that. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hey, well, first of all, thank you again, Henry. Appreciate you for having me here at the Bug. It's all good. This song here, and I've been meaning to play this, and Fidel Martinez is here. This is his song, actually, he wrote about when he first met Karen, his wife. And it's called Rainy Day Kisses, and I'm just going to sing it because it tells a story about what happened. So... Hand in hand, umbrella close. Your red beret, my field green coat. Puddle splash, how you glow. I kiss your face, I kiss your eyes. I don't know if we should be saying that, but okay. Let it rain, yeah, let it rain. how we laugh. It all leads to love. A glance, a wish. How long can we remain? You answer, only forever and a day. Only forever and a day. Step by step, certain care. On a bench, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. We laugh, oh, we laugh. It all leads to love. It all leads to love. It all leads to love. All right.
Goodness, man. Can you believe that, man? That sounded dope right there.
Yeah.
What you got, Ernie?
Well, you know, I think he couldn't get enough because he's been married for a long time. It's just a beautiful song. I'd like to say that's on a Bakersfield Waltz, and Paul Perez plays sax on that. Just smokes it. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of this because you can find this. This is called Shelter. It's a 4-song EP, and this is the title track of it. It's called Shelter. Shelter, the song. You're able to find this too on iTunes, you know, Pandora, Amazon, any of the streaming services will have it. But look for Shelter. Look under Ernie Lewis, and you'll find it. And if I'm not mistaken, Susan Laws is on this too, isn't she not?
Yes, she is. The Wonder of You.
The Wonder, she sings The Wonder of You. So definitely you have to. And by the way, Susan Laws just tore the Wonder of You up too. So you got to check that out on there too. With Kyle too, yeah. All right, let's see here. The noise of this world always there. The shouts of this life always there. The grief and despair always there. I am here, always here, always here. My love, I will hold you. Always here, always here, always here. I will be with you beyond my end. Shelter you. Shelter you as you shelter me. Beyond the hurt, far from the tears and fears, I will shelter you. Shelter you. When the day grows long, I am there. When you fall in the shadows, I am there. Deep in love, I will strike the spot. I am there. I am there. You gotta download it to listen to more of that, baby.
Hey, I want to thank Ernie Lewis for coming over here. Fidel, get over here, Fidel. You know, once again, Bakersfield Waltz is available on all streaming platforms, and it's available on physical form also, man. Ernie, Fidel, thank you guys very much for coming over here on the Bug, man. I appreciate you.
You are welcome, but you're not.
Damn.
You're not gonna get away that easy, Henry, because I
Another one. We got hit him with another one.
I got you. This is for Henry
Exclusive.
and his buddies here. When I need a laugh or shoulder to lean on, I call my broskies. When it comes to fun, I'm always on the run with my broskies. They're my pals, my buddies, my cronies, my friends. They're here for me, I'm here for them. I never lose, I always win. With my broskies, I never lose, I always win. With my broskies, my best friends.
Ernie, thank you for that, man. Ernie Lewis, an official broski of the bug.
The broski!
Yeah, see you guys on the next one.
See you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was great, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Oh, I love that. I love